Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with the big man himself, Mr. Dillian Whyte. Dean, what's happening, big man?
All good, man. All good, my brother. I'm here.
You're here. You're supporting boxing as always. You're always floating about, man, at these events, showing your love to the fighters and the promoters and managers and stuff like that. So it's always good to see you.
It's always about brand awareness, networking, and I'm a big fan of boxing, like I always say. So I was in the neighbourhood. I've been here since obviously the Josh fight. So I thought, why not? We've got our own matchroom. Eddie Hearn and the team coming here. So I thought I'd come over and hang out with the boys and come and watch Devin do his thing as well, you know. So yeah, it's all good.
I want to go back to last Saturday then with Josh and stuff like that. I mean, you were almost a part of the team there when the teams went at it at the lefts and that. You grabbed Josh, picked him up, bundled him in the lefts and basically saved him from any injuries and stuff like that. But your thoughts on Josh's win at the weekend last weekend, and what does that mean for Scotland and UK boxing, and how impressive was Josh's achievement?
I think it's super part. Obviously he's Scottish, so it's great for Scotland, but for the United Kingdom, period, it's a great mega achievement. It's a shame, like I've said before, that no one didn't pick it up. None of the broadcasters, BT, Sky, anyone else wanting to pay their money to witness history being created by such a humble champion in boxing, because he's probably one of the nicest, humblest guys who in boxing, in my opinion, who has become undisputed. It's crazy how relaxed and chilled he is and down to earth he is, you know what I mean? But look, that aside, he done a great job Saturday night, and we're all proud and pleased, and we went and painted the town red, and you know, we're just happy for him. I'm happy. I just want him to make sure he gets his just deserves. I was saying to Misho just now, I want him to have maybe an easier road so he can make money for his family and his friends, so when his career is finished, he's got it. Not just going to a hard fight. He's done it. He's done that. He's done it his whole career. He needs an opportunity now, another year, to get the paychecks, to fill that bank as much as possible, and you know, let him relax. Let him enjoy it being the champ, instead of him going into every fight, it being all on the line, all on the line. And all of his fights have been like that. He's only had 18 fights and he's won them all against undefeated. Listen, the guy has done it the absolute hard way. If I was part of the team, I'd be looking at, you know, do his mandatory, because, you know, category set aside and stuff like that. And then after that fight, you know, you got to look at the table, not overlooking anyone. You know, if he wins that, then he wants to look at trying to fight either with somebody else who's at a level. And then if you want to look at Crawford, look at him in like 18 months, but fill your bank now. Get your just deserves, because you ain't been. Now you're champion, clean up, get sponsors, get everything in. Enjoy being champ. We need to enjoy you being champ, coming out with all those belts, seeing you, and I'll be coming to Scotland because I am part of the team now, buddy. You guys don't forget me. Big Dean, I saved you.
Hey, Big D, we can't forget Big D, man. The after party, the safety there, we can't forget you, man. Yeah, I agree with everything you said.
So this is where I'm at. As a fan, and a fan of boxing, a fan of Josh, and as a power, I see him. This is what I'd like for him. I'd like him to have an easy run, get his money, enjoy the fame, enjoy where you are, and then you know, if there's a super fight down the line, so be it. But make sure he gets your money, because when it's all said and done, you don't want to have all this history and all this belt, and then you ain't got a pot to piss in later on down the line. So you know, it's down to him. I'll give him advice anyway for free, because you know, I'm about humanity. I'd rather give someone advice. I'm not going to keep information what I believe is good for someone. You know, what they say, each one teach one. So it's just life, you know what I mean? I'll give him anything I got, and then he might want to tell it to his team and think, you know what, this makes sense for me. I think that's a good idea. Let me clean up. Let me have my time. You know what I mean? And he deserves it, because he's one of the humblest champs I've met. And there's a few of them, but you know, in this game you get a lot of ignorance. Once the people start winning and people a little bit of fame gets to them, their mindset and their attitudes change. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Going on to Devin Haney, I agree with everything you said there. Josh should reap the benefits now of boxing. He's already got the titles. It's time to reap the other benefits that await him. You hear press conference with Devin Haney and Linares. Quick thoughts on that fight then, Dean? It's a good fight for Devin, isn't it?
Absolutely. Look, Devin, I was in the gym last week. Devin looked electrifying. He looked... I'm not going to lie, I didn't see too much of him. Obviously, he came to the UK. I met up with him and Bill. Bill's a good top lad, and I kept in touch. And then obviously I came here, went to the gym, watched him spar. Watching him firsthand, he is very, very good. He's sharp. He's a great prospect. He's got it all, you know, in front of him. But what he doesn't want to do is on Saturday night is switch off and make any mistakes, because make no mistakes. Linares has got power. He can punch. and he's gonna try and come and give it a go. He's not gonna just kind of let this young prospect run off and with the title and say you're gonna come here, I'm gonna be a punch bag and you're gonna take my name. It's not gonna go like that. So there was a little bit of argy-bargy in there, as we saw. You saw the shouting and the screaming. So that's probably raised the decibels for Linares a little bit. So he's probably got more of a grumble and a gripe. So we're gonna see Saturday night. But I believe. People are saying he's the new Floyd Mayweather and so on, and the second coming. So let's see Saturday night, man. I think he's definitely got capability. He's got the ability to do it. But let's see if he's got the mindset and the poise and patience to strike, know when not to strike, and be smart and calculative.
I mean, he's over there just now, still doing his bit and stuff like that with the media, which is testament to a champion he is. He's still doing his rounds. But if Devin Haney wins on Saturday night, I mean, I think the fight that we all want to see is Teofimo Lopez. There's a dispute there with the undisputed champion and stuff like that, which is crazy. But your thoughts on that fight itself?
That is a big fight. That is a super fight. Is it the time now? They're both young, they're both hungry, they're both young lions, and they're both champions. Yeah, I mean, listen. I guess it is. I think it is a fight what fans want to see. I think the fights, those guys at that weight class, there's Ryan Garcia, there's Tank, there's loads of them in and around 130 to 140. There's some mega fights to be made for these guys. That is definitely one of them. It'll be interesting. I want to see how he performs Saturday night, because doing stuff in the gym is one thing, doing it under the bright lights is another. So there's a lot of pressure on that young man's shoulder there. He's got the glitz, the glams, and he's got a whole entourage around him. He's, being mentioned in the company of greats. There's a big, thingy bob on his back. So let's see if he can handle the pressure, because, only the real elite guys can go in there and handle the pressure. Teofimo's done it, Gervonta's done it. So let's see. It's his time now, Saturday night, to go and do the thing. I believe he should be able to do what he's going to set out to do and get his task, but he's got to set his stool out correct. And once he does that, let's look at the fights what are there. But there's some mega fights. Teofimo, you know what? I like him. I like what he done in there against Lomachenko, and he's very vocal. And it's going to be interesting, man. It's an interesting time to be a boxing fan and be around boxing to see. And I have the pleasure to be able to travel and go around and be in the comfort of such young prospects and being around them and talking to them and being so close with guys. So yeah, I'm going to be able to watch that and see. It'll be good, because even Josh is in this kind of company, because he's at 140. So he's in and around the same numbers. But look, these guys have got a long way to go. Josh has fought all the top boys, you know what I mean? But look, let them go and fight each other, bash 7 bells out of each other and come back later on down the line. And let's see, when they've done all these hard fights, because Josh has only literally nearly fought all undefeated guys in his last 8 or fights or something crazy, 10 fights. So let them do the same instead of them calling out and doing stuff. So, it's an interesting time. It's an interesting time.
I'm glad you said interesting time, because that brings me on to Dillian. Now, I heard Eddie Hearn speak to other media on that, and he said that him and AJ he says maybe it's time that we don't get governed by the governing bodies anymore in terms of the Usyk fight that they've gave 10 days, I think it was, to face Joshua. Now, if they decide to go another route, the long-awaited rematch with Dillian is always there, and there's a lot of noise on Twitter now for the Dillian Whyte rematch and stuff like that with Joshua. So is that something Dillian's thought about for his next fight?
Yeah, of course, yeah. He's been vocal about it. I think he was talking about it the other day. Listen, the can man's always ready. Look, he seeked redemption. He's got his revenge. He's training. He's meant to be out in July. So I think that fight is something he'd, welcome with open arms to seek revenge. You know what I mean? It's a great fight. It's a great fight. Uncle T TV, big up Uncle T, my little guy. He's doing his thing as a smaller channel. He done a poll on his channel, and the guys on the channel, it was Usyk or Dillian Whyte, and Dillian won. He was upset. Hey, nasty guy actually. But anyway, but he was upset. But the fans want to see their own homegrown guys fight each other, and I mean, Dillian's improved time and time again, and he's stepped up to the table many times in defeat, win, draw, lose, whatever. He comes to perform, and he comes and brings it. So everyone knows the can man's going to come and deliver whatever it is, and he's going to show out and shell out and bring. But the fight against Povetkin, he was very final with what he was. He had a purpose. He was very decisive. He was strong, and he just showed, listen, Povetkin, You're an old man. I gave you too much credit in the first fight. I'm not messing about in this fight. And he didn't. He just showed him what it was. And he old man him and punched 7 bells out of him. And he got him out of there. So I think he's happy with, you know, the addition of, he's got Xavier Miller and the Shadow. So, look, he's going to be improving and doing stuff. So, you know, it's good times. I think he's going to welcome that fight. He gets the opportunity as long as the figures and the numbers are right. He's a pay-per-view star. We must remember that. He's not. Yeah, no. I'm saying Joshua is a pay-per-view star, but Dillian is a pay-per-view star in his own right. He does his own thing. Some of the guys they're facing aren't pay-per-view stars. We got to get the understanding of what it is. So when you are that, you bring your own numbers to the table. Some of the guys that Joshua faced they're not pay-per-view guys. They don't sell any pay-per-view numbers. So the number has to match the respect for the opponent. You know what I mean? So I think that the money what he was offered last time, he didn't think was suitable. Hopefully, if they are to do a deal, you know, the money would reflect on Dillian standing in boxing, you know, as WBC interim world champion and being a pay-per-view star, and the numbers he would ultimately bring to the table. Because when you're coming to a table, they ask you, what do you bring? What is your portion of the percentage? So his portion of numbers. And I mean, the UK fans will truly be standing up to want to see such an amazing fight come back again, because that was electrifying. In 2015, December, I think it was the 12th, you know, it was a cauldron in there. It was hot as hell. And whoever was there before, I'm sure they want to be there again. And it would probably sell out, it would sell out all too easy. We'd have to do it in something bigger, maybe even Wembley. It would probably do something absolutely bananas with a stacked card. But I mean, fans are chomping at the bits for this, man. Let's see what happens. But we got to see what your man Eddie and Dillian's team and those guys they come up with.
The rematch does happen. We've seen that Dillian's done. He's improved. The age has improved. So, what kind of fight can we expect from them? How do you see the outcome on this at the rematch?
They've both improved. I think the AJ that lost against Ruiz, that was a wake-up call for him, and he's improved. His boxing style's changed dramatically. He's made quite a few additions. Is it Skywalker? What they call him? Something Walker. He's brought on, and he's brought on. I have a power, but my brain's fucking nasty.
Too much networking, bro.
Fucking hell, I'm fucking too much tequila, my friend. Say Mexico, man. Yeah. Well, it was ridiculous, fucking. We've been drinking too much. Hey, trust me. So, listen, it's a great fight for fans. I think Dillian's probably one of the most improved heavyweights in boxing. Because when we look at it, let's look at the pedigree. He's had 8 amateur fights. All of these boys are either decorated amateurs, either Olympians. And he's in the argument. He's in the party. He's like number 3 in the world in most, you know, sanctioning bodies. He's actually won in the WBC. He's at the top. So I mean, it's a great fight. The camera's not gonna come and mess around. I think this is a great time for Dillian, because he will, what Dillian will do. He will come, he's happy to maybe take a punch to deliver the damage he wants to deliver. And it always makes him a very dangerous fighter. So I think, you know, when push comes to shove, I think he's going to bring the pain and do it. We've seen Joshua isn't invincible. I'm a fan of Joshua, you know, he's from London. He's done a great job for boxing. But come on, I'm only going to back my bro in that fight. What else can I do? I can't say anything different. But I do think it's going to be an intriguing fight for both boys. And I feel like, obviously, as long as the fight lasts, it'll be exciting. I think this time Dillian brings the W home in emphatic fashion, because he's stronger, he's more fitter, he's more durable. So let's see what happens, man. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. The longer they leave it, the more better they'll see a Dillian Whyte when he does enter that ring at that time.
Oh, big man, I won't keep you much longer because I'm hungry. My belly's rumbling, so I want to get some lunch, man.
A little bit of grub myself, but I'm going to go out there and see what's waiting for me. Might go and get a bit of sun as well. Yeah.
Listen, we've been in this building and there's no windows, man, so it's time to go and get some sun. You've got the shades on, man, looking good, so go and enjoy the sun. I'm going to grab some food, and it's always a pleasure, big man. You know it, right? Love it.
Okay, guys. Thanks, guys. Tune in.
Thank you, brother.